些安排，这个4个，然后红色就代表未完成，绿色就是完成，然后这有一个解决方法，然后这边是这个已完成的走势的管理然后这个课程就去可以看到刚才这个关于软件工程这个1、2课的内容，大概就是学习日历这个基础的功能。然后是我们现在2个功能，第一个是我们学习论坛，这个论坛你就可以在上面发布一些感兴趣的话题跟别人进行交流。然后这里可以分成不同的板块和 topic， 然后这里可以通过对板块和 topic 进行筛选。然后如果这里的话是可以根据时间进行筛选，就像今天的话，然后可以看然后这里还有一个排序的方法，可以根据时间这都很清楚我们这个排序。这里有可以进行搜索，然后就可以把标题带有生活的话题都写出来。然后在下面设置了一个快速发帖区，比如在这里选一个人数的和一个个人扣除的也可以，然后进行发表帖子的话，然后这里我把这里改成最近首先回复最近时间的话，就会发现它在最前面。然后我们点进去其中的一个话题，我会看到这上面是这个帖子的详细信息，下面是一个其他帖子的大家进行一个快速回复。然后我们在下面这里其实还做了一个分页，然后按照不同的数量进行一个排序。然后对，然后就是我们的学生论坛的功能，然后接下来是我们的评价系统。然后评价系统也是提供一个我们学校的爬到学校课程数据，然后在这里可以去查你的各种不同的授课的类型，比如你的必修课、你的专业基础课，然后这里可以根据教的第一个评论一个排序。它这里可能是跟刚才功能类似的然后这里可以看到我们的然后就可以看到它的一些基础信息，然后我们点进去看的话，就可以看到它的一些详细的信息。在这里是做了四个维度的比较，产出作业做量多少，然后给分收获。在下面会把已经评教的人的有多少个人选了普通难度或者较难度这样的选项给显示在下面，然后下面就可以比如进行一个结分。然后这提交一个评价，然后下面就会显示出来，然后对。这是我们的5个基本水平。5个非常就是，然后就是过程很快，大概就30秒左右。
你的这个学习日历和这个辅导，还有那个选课安排的那个时间是一起吗？比如说我预约了这个时间，这个时间上我有课，这个时候我会。
这个是学生3个功能，比如我预约的辅导实体课一个已经重新获得了老师的批准，他就不管就在我的这个上面，然后
16.
有一个报告，我忘记跟你说过一遍，我不出来吗？跟你说过。要招待吗？报告。
Okay, so overall this is our application, and here I can run the test and then you see how the overall and for this test we are using Selenium to do this. In our app we can show the list of events that we made. We have different categories for it, but we'll take a look after this. For each event, you can we have we have different categories, and then we can do a payment on a certain event. And we use PayPal to do this payment service. And then after buying an event, the user may have an authorization and commenting on the event. And as you can see, this is our common row here. And then in our main page, we also implemented a recommendation system, which is using an API based on recommend. And we can do filterings based on the categories of the event, and then search. Let's say, for example, and also we can see what kind of events that we bought, and then we can use this as a reference to access to this event physically. Also, we can bookmark events, but so far we have bookmarking one. So for this example, there we have it. We can bookmark the events that we're interested in, and also we have a notification system to notify users in their events. And also we have a calendar to view on what kind of events that we have. And also we implemented a coin system that allows users for a discount if they want to purchase it, but as an incentive. Now coming to the administrative website, we've implemented different functions such as creating users, menus, events, notification. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that we have a customer service too. Let's say, for example, we have a demo launcher. My keyboard is still sending it. Then also in our housing, when we create the events, we also have the option to draw our own seasons. Like for example, maybe I do this, but I already drawn this for you, and then I assign category and then also labels and stuff. And then we can assign the pricing to it, and then also embed a live stream link for it. Let's try submitting it. And then it will be successfully reflected to our page. And let's check on it. And as you can see, we're doing a demo right now. Oh, sorry, video. Let's try going the event using our points. And then based on our receipts, they are reflected based on the pricing. Now let's say we have 20 points, and each time we buy an event, we increment the users by 5 points. Then we can do the same thing again. I'm sorry. And as you can see, the coins are deducted. So in conclusion, that this coin is basically a discount to buying this event. Also, we can publish an application right here, and then our customer service is working fine too. As you can see, this is our previous message, and also our application also has supports refunding to users if they are not satisfied, and this can be communicated in the customer service. So, for example, we can refund any events if they for the user who has purchased a certain event. They can be done seamlessly, and that's the overall functionalities of our app.
So the point system is different from the payment system.
Well, basically the point system is how to say. We still use the payment system, but rather it's just that we decrease the amount that the users need to pay before entering the payment system.
So I'm not sure. So how do users earn points?
By default, if they purchase directly, then they will get 5 points for the event.
So I remember that last time. So in Sprint 1, so you have finished, I think, most of the features.
Yes.
So for this Sprint, what new features?
The new features are in the coin system, and also at that time we didn't show the transaction payment. This time we've fixed some bugs, and also improved the responsiveness of the app. Basically improving the UI, and also fix the payment by card system. So basically the whole Sprint 2 is debugging the whole system.
Yeah. So what about the testing and deployment?
Oh, I will go to the report too. Okay, so this is our report, and then metrics I think we skip because basically it's explain on what packages that we have. And also we for the documentation, each page has its own default documentations. And then from this documentation, we decided to let developers know the components that we use that powers our system. Then it has a description on the components with the props, with their properties. And also for the documentation, we are using Firefox to document these backend APIs. As you can see, these are the list of APIs that we have used for this project. And also for the test, majority we are using Playwright as our test, and sometimes we use JUnit to test our backend APIs as well. And this, of course, as you can see in the source code is as below. We had this for each page too. Then basically we focus on the end-to-end testing, and then each time when we deploy, we run this test to ensure that the core functionalities as it works. like for example, the basic function like creating users and then etc. And then to avoid the data pollution, that we created fakes for these data and then delete them afterwards. And then our coverage is almost like how to say, more than 65%. But these results are inconsistent because our UI is a little bit unstable to the point that Playwright can't detect certain components because the rendering is unstable. But we ensured that the coverage is more than 60%. And then from there, we discovered several bugs too, which were addressed during the second sprint. And this is a snapshot of our test report generated by Playwright. And during this, we also plan to integrate this in our pipeline. We've made a separate repository for our two apps, which is the admin page and the main page. We initially use GitHub pipelines to integrate with the end-to-end testing, but as you can see that because the tests are unstable and also if we put it in the pipeline, it might take a lot of time. So in the end, we scrapped the pipeline and decided to build it directly using Vercel, which we'll discuss next. And for the build tools, we used frameworks to build this and also deploy it as using Heroku and Vercel. I can show you our projects. And as you can see, this is one of the build logs from one of our deployments. And after building, they will assign an automatic containers to it, and then automatically assign domain and then deploy our apps. And this goes to the same with Heroku as well. And by default, that for the Vercel, they have their own image, which we are using from the documentation. We are using Amazon Linux 2023, but the actual details of the container was disclosed by the framework. And that's all for our project demonstration.
So how many branches?
Oh, I can show you that. Most of our branches were it was done during Sprint 1, but not in Sprint 2, because in Sprint 2 we have to move our project files in our own repository. But during Sprint 1, we've used feature branching, and then using different features, we've made different branches for them. And then in the Sprint 2, we merged them all together.
I don't know how I make questions.
Okay, thank you.